and welcome to She Rides, the podcast where women's cycling takes the lead. I'm Saar.
And I'm Kristof, and today we're diving into the latest race results and hot topics in women's cycling.
And we have a guest joining us to share her story. Let's get started. Ready?
Hello and welcome, dear listeners of She Rides podcast. And today we have a very special guest. It's a Swiss pocket knife. It's the life insurance policy of AG Insurance Soudal. It's the one and only Julie van de Velde. Welcome, Julie, to the podcast.
Thank you. Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Julie, for the few people that follow women's cycling and should not know Julie van de Velde, who is Julie van de Velde? Give us a short, brief introduction of yourself.
Yeah, I'm Julie. I'm 31 years old and I'm riding for AG Insurance Soudal for the second year now. And a lot of people know me that I was a runner before, and now, since 2017, I changed to cycling.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty late, actually. It's not the usual path to cycling because you see like the youngsters up and coming today. But Julie took a different way to the top of the cycling mountain. So actually, you transitioned from athletics, where you excelled in cross-country running, to cycling. How come? Why did you make that switch towards cycling, Julie?
In running, I had a lot of injuries, and that was, of course, really frustrating. Every time I had an injury, I had to watch from the sideline to see the others getting stronger and having fun in running, while I had to take rest and to start all over again once the injury was healed. So, after the summer of 2016, I was 23 years old at that moment. I decided to switch from running to cycling and just give it a try. But I already had a race bike when I was 16 years old because I was already in love with cycling since I was young because my mom really liked to watch it. So I actually grew up watching cycling.
That's nice. And then how did it feel? How did it happen, the transitioning into the cycling world? Was it completely different than the athletics and the country running? Or how did it go?
Yeah, it was, of course, a big step, and I didn't really know how I could start. But luckily, I got a contact number of Lieselotte Croix very soon. So she guided me the first years, and she was a very big help for me. So, and she just retired from cycling herself, so she knew a lot of people, and also she had a lot of experience herself with training, and in that way she also became my coach.
That's a nice story. And finally, are you happy with the decision you made to switch to cycling, or do you ever miss athletics? Are you still running during the winter times as an off-season activity?
Yeah, I sometimes run in running, but I'm injured at the moment. But luckily I don't feel it on the bike. But I miss sometimes athletics because for me it was sometimes more satisfying because it's, in my opinion, a more fair sport. It's less dependent of different factors like mechanical problems or positioning. So if you trained well and you're strong in your head, you are almost sure that you will perform well. But in cycling, that's not always the case. If you have a flat tire at the wrong moment, or you are boxed in and you can't move up to the front when it's the crucial moment, then it's a bit frustrating. So after a race in cycling, I'm often more disappointed than in a running race. But of course, now I'm living my dream. When I was young, I I always dreamed of having a career in a professional as a professional sporter. So yeah, and I get a lot of opportunities. I see a lot of places, and I had to get to know so much nice people. So I think, yeah, I'm really happy with the transition, and in athletics, it wouldn't have been possible for me, I think.
Nice. So if I'm correctly correct, the first few years of your cycling career weren't the easiest. So you started at Lotto, then moved to Visma and Phoenix. What were some of the biggest challenges you faced?
Yeah, of course it was especially the first 2 years were, yeah, not easy, but I made steps every week and every month, and I took every experience with me. But of course, riding in the bunch was completely new to me, and that was my biggest challenge, and actually is still my biggest challenge at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So indeed, it's pretty obvious that that was at the moment, and maybe now one of your struggles. How do you work, or did you work on improving that skill?
Yeah, I tried a lot of things. I worked with a psychologist. I did meditation, virtual reality, even hypnosis. But yeah, I didn't really experience a lot of progression. So now I try to not to focus too much on it, because it makes me, yeah, frustrated that all the efforts I did in the past, that they didn't help. So yeah, now I just try to change my mindset and to focus on my strengths.
Mm-hmm. Um, was it like on these periods like you were really frustrated in the fact that you didn't really make the progress you wanted there? Was it then difficult to keep believing in yourself?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah, of course, when it doesn't go so well in the bunch, or even when you have a bad moment, um, it's difficult to keep the spirit high. But yeah, luckily I always had a lot of people around me who believed in me and could cheer me up. So they supported me, and yeah, they made me believe in myself when I didn't do it. So yeah, I'm really thankful for those people.
That's good, and you should keep believing in yourself too, Julie.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you're capable of really crazy things.
Thank you.
At least what we can see on television.
Yeah, that's
Then
nice.
you started to climbing the ranks a bit. You had nice results on the national level, but it was mainly during the 2023 Tour de France Femmes when the international cycling community and fans really got to know you, right? You almost won a stage and you wore the polka dot jersey. So how was that experience for you, that Tour de France Femmes? Kind of surreal.
Yeah, it's a really nice memory, actually. I had a really strong day on the bike that day. I think even the strongest of my whole career. But actually, it wasn't the plan to go in the breakaway. I just wanted to go for the points for the polka dot jersey. So after taking those points on the two climbs, I could relax a bit, and I thought, yeah, the bunch will catch me in a few kilometers. Um, but yeah, so I wasn't pushing that hard anymore. But still, I got, or the gap even grew. So then I thought, yeah, maybe I just have to go for it. And but still, I thought, yeah, the bunch will decide how it will end for me. I will not make it to the finish, but the team car, of course, supported me and encouraged me to go full for it. So I just kept going and going, and yeah, pushing everything until the line, but unfortunately the race was 200 meters too long.
And what won in the end, Julie? The disappointment about losing the stage, about being 200 meters too short, or were you more excited about wearing the polka dot jersey on the podium and the next day?
Yeah, I was more excited to wear the polka dot jersey, and I wasn't even disappointed in the first moments after the race because yeah, I reached my goal to take that polka dot jersey for one day. But of course, yeah, a few days later, I realized that I came really close and it was a really big opportunity at the highest level. So yeah, afterwards I had mixed feelings, and I still think about that in that way. So yeah, but still, it's
For,
a very nice memory.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
what a
sure.
strong mindset at the finish. You just think like, okay, mission achieved. I have the polka dot jersey. But we move
Yeah.
on. Because every normal rider, they would be in full misery about the race 200 meters too short. Actually, you were like, bah, mission accomplished.
Yeah, but I knew that the peloton with this site, it's so difficult to be there on your own. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then in 2024, again in the Tour de France Femmes, you played this. You played a super domestic role for Justine Jacquire, helping her to win the Queen of the Mountain and a stage. How did that role feel for you?
Yeah, it was a role that suits me. It's yeah, also a very nice moment in my career to give it my all for Justina, and I still get a big smile on my face every time I think about that day. Yeah, and I was just super happy that the plan that we made in the bus in the morning before the stage, that it worked out. The plan was to have Justine there in the breakaway to go for as many as possible points for the mountain classification, and yeah, preferably we would have a teammate with her to support and yeah, to bring her as far as possible. Um, so yeah, when it turned out that it was the two of us, and then yeah, I knew I had one job to do, and that was riding as hard as I could. And I said to Justine, yeah, try to save yourself a bit, but she also took a lot of turns in the front, and we were also lucky that Marianne Vos was with us because she went for the points for the green jersey, and she was a really good rider to have with us because she also yeah pushed really hard. Um, and then Justina and me, we encouraged each other, and we said, yeah, our finish line is at 9 or at 10K from the finish, just on top of the previous last climb, so that she just could take all those points. But then the gap was actually really getting bigger and bigger, and it was bigger than we expected. So yeah, we got closer to the last two climbs, and then we started to believe that she could go for the victory. And then I just emptied myself to bring her as far as possible. And yeah, then when she went on her own, I really hoped that she would take it. And yeah, it was of course a really nice moment when Jolien and Finn said in the radio that she won. And I even started crying on the bike. And I just wanted to be there as fast as possible at the finish to give her a big hug because yeah, it's such a special moment.
Of course, that was wonderful. And maybe this one is a bit hard for you to answer, but how crucial do you think your contribution was to the win?
Yeah, I think for the polka dot jersey, she would be able to do it on her own, but I think for the win, yeah, if I hadn't been there, I think maybe the cooperation in the group would be less good, I think, because now, yeah, everyone saw I just gave everything, so that was motivating for the others too to help a bit. So I think, yeah, it was a good thing to be there, and Justine also knows because she's really, really thankful, and that's really nice of her.
So last year you joined AG Insurance Soudal. How would you describe the atmosphere within the team?
Yeah, it's a really nice team. I felt very welcome from the first moment, and they were really enthusiastic to have me there, so that's really nice. And yeah, it's just a group of warm people. Everybody has respect for each other, and we all help each other out and help or bring ourselves to the best possible level. And also, yeah, the riders and the staff really appreciate what we do for each other, and that we, yeah, contribute to reach the best possible results together.
And how do you feel about the structure of the team and your place in it?
Yeah, everything is all getting more professional. The evolution is really impressive. Yeah, and I like it that everyone is followed up by so many people. Yeah, like DSS coaches, we have doctors, physios, nutritionists, yeah, even psychologists, but also the Swannies and the mechanics do a really good job. We have bike fitters and even a pelvic health coach. And now on training camp in December, there was even a dentist to control the teeth. We had a skin doctor, so yeah, it was so impressive to see how many people are involved in the team. Also, the sponsors were there, so yeah, it's we are all taking steps, and it's nice to be part of it.
Yeah, that's amazing. You found your place with AG
Yeah,
Insurance Soudal,
yeah,
Julie.
for sure, for sure.
That's lovely to see.
Yeah,
You can see it on the television too when you're racing. You can see that you feel happy, that you feel home with
yeah.
the team. So that's nice to see.
Okay.
And maybe another home, Julie, the national team. You've been a key part of Team Belgium for several national selections now, including when Lotte Kopecky became world champion twice.
Yeah.
What is it like to be part of that national team during such a successful time?
Yeah, it's a unique time now to ride for the national team with such a champion as Lotte. And I'm really proud on what she achieves. It's, yeah, so impressive, and it's a true honor to be in the selection and to see her success from the first line. And we also look up to her, and we are all really motivated to give our best or give the best of ourselves to help her as much as possible. So yeah, really nice to be there.
Yeah, she had incredible success, twice world champion in a row. So what is it like to be part of her success and the Belgian cycling team? Is Lotte thankful? Is she a mentor even at her age already? Is she the boss? Are you working all in line for her? How is the atmosphere within the group?
Yeah, Lotte is a really thankful person. She said thanks for several times. So and she also has so much respect for all of us. We can feel that, and that's really nice. and it's just an honor to be part of the team and to contribute a little bit to the success. And I know Lotte already a long time. Yeah, so when she took the first world title, I was really emotional because I was so happy for her, and it's a nice memory.
Yeah, and it makes it easy to empty the tank for someone who's thankful
Yeah,
to the team, right?
yeah, of
And what
course.
do you think yourself, Julie, as a national team coach? After Lotte Kopecky, of course, would you always be penciled in as number 2 on the list of the selection? What do you
Uh,
think yourself? I would.
no, I think Justine showed the last 2 years that she's really yeah, that she plays such a big role in the success of Lotte as well. So I would take Justine as the second one,
Okay, you on 3 then. That's fine too.
maybe.
So next to World Championships and European Championships, you also competed in 2 Olympic Games. And with the Belgium team or with Lotte, you achieved a 4th place in Tokyo and a third place in Paris. How were those experiences for you?
Yeah, it's really special to represent your country at the Olympic Games. I think it's a dream of a lot of athletes to go to the games. So yeah, it was a big honor to be there in Tokyo and in Paris.
Mm-hmm. And what were the biggest differences between your experiences in Tokyo and Paris?
Now in Paris, there was more pressure because Lotte was the absolute top favorite, while in Tokyo she was one of the outsiders. So now everyone expected so much more of Lotte in Paris. Um, but besides that, the biggest difference for us was that we could experience the Olympic atmosphere more in Paris than in Tokyo, because yeah, Tokyo was of course the Corona edition, and we were all in a hotel with all the cyclists, but it was far from the Olympics village. So yeah, we didn't see other athletes or other competitions, and it just felt like a normal World Championships, but yeah, not really as the Olympic Games. So that was a bit sad. So I was really happy that I could experience a real edition last year in Paris. Now we were in the Olympic Village and we saw so many other athletes, and it was yeah inspiring to see them and to talk to them. So yeah, I like this edition more.
And then your your DS, Julie Stijn-Steels, he
Mhm,
mentioned that your program for this season is a little bit atypical,
mhm,
starting with the intense block of racing in Spain.
mhm.
Why did you make that choice exactly?
Yeah, it's not me who makes this choice. It's the team, of course. But I totally agree with them. I'm just not made for the Flemish classics, so it's yeah, just too much stress, and it's all about positioning. So yeah, that's really difficult for me, and then it's also frustrating if I can't do anything for the team because yeah, those races don't suit me. So yeah, then I prefer to train and to prepare myself for the races that suit me better. And yeah, it's mainly the stage races where I'm strong at. So yeah, I will have a nice block of races coming up in Spain in May. So I hope to have some fun there.
Hmm. And then what are your main goals for the season, Julie?
Yeah, of course, the Grand Tours are my main objective. I know I will be riding the Vuelta, but for the Tour, I'm not sure yet. The team will decide later who is going to the Tour, but yeah, I will work hard to be at my best in stage races because that's what I like the most.
Mhm. And will you, as the super domestique you already are, shift roles and then use your strengths for your own personal ambitions in some races this season? So will there be some opportunities where you will have the main role in a race where you can go your own chances?
Yeah, I talked about it with the DSs already a bit, but yeah, it's for me it's the most important that we stick to the team plan. But of course, if there is an opportunity to go myself for a stage win or a jersey like a mountains jersey, I will take the chance. But yeah, for me, it's yeah, it's just it can't be in the way of the team goals. If we want to go for a good result in GC, then with not with me, but with the team leaders, then I want to help them as much as possible. And I'm also really satisfied afterwards if I just can contribute to the team success. So then I will be a happy rider.
We're looking forward to that. Then we should go on to the latest news. Shift to the latest racing news, Saar, because we had opening weekend, which is not really an
Yes.
opening weekend anymore, but for us in Flanders, of course, it still is. That we had the Omloop het Nieuwsblad, the first World Tour race from the Spring Classics, and what a weird one.
That's an understatement.
That first of all, before we can go more into detail, big shout out to Lotte Klaas, the winner, of course, because no matter what they analyze afterwards, no matter what the big teams did, no matter what the big riders did, I mean, she won, and she won well deserved. Same with
Of course.
the girls who were in the breakaway the whole day long. They deserved it. They worked hard for it. So tons of respect for Lotte. She's a wonderful person, so it's wonderful she managed to win it actually. But then
And we have a first ride prediction, Kristof. Our disaster clause of the year is already known as it works.
yes, well, and
but
as
it was a shared one this time, so
that's what happens when SD Works spreads its wings towards other teams, of course. Then the disaster spreads into other teams as well, apparently. So, no, really, what did we see here? I mean, FDG, if Fullring becomes third, then she wins. She could win Omloop het Nieuwsblad, and then
yeah.
afterwards telling you, okay, my team did a good job, my team worked very hard. Come on, Demi, you're one of the 3 best riders in the world. This is yours. You have the best team in the world this year with FDG. I mean, come on. You have the right to be a little bit harder towards your teammates. It's the same story.
Teammates or DS.
Or DS, yeah, of course. Yeah, the whole team. It's a bit the same story we saw last season with FDG. They pull the front for like 10 kilometers and then they see like, nah, nobody's joining us. We did what we had to do and then we stop it. But their status has changed this season. They're the best team. I mean, look at all the names, even the names who weren't at Omloop for the rest of the season. They have to take their responsibility, I think.
Yeah.
That
yeah. It was weird in the race, but also after the race, hearing the interviews from every side. You had Vollering and Wiebes almost saying the same as their DSs. Yeah, we didn't want to pull because we would have to pull all the air, like as the Works would pull all the air every race. Nobody believes that, but never mind. So that was their excuse. And then you had Puk Pietersen who said, yeah, I went to SD Works and we said we would pull if SD Works would pull. So it sounded a bit like kindergarten in the interviews. So it was weird.
Yeah, then try that to explain to the French sponsors FDG, Suez in France. Like, hey, I have a little beef with my ex-employer at SD Works. So we just decided not to ride today. Nah, I don't know if they would like that explanation. Maybe once, but next time I don't think that will be a good excuse. That
Mm.
and then even Visma Lease bike, they were with 5 or 6 riders at a certain point in the finale,
Mhm.
all riding at the back. Okay, they can tell they can say like, hey, with Wiebes, with Vollering, we don't stand a chance. They have Pietersen as well. But if you are 6 there, then just do something. I mean, do something. If you don't
Yeah.
do anything, you're not gonna win either. I mean,
Mm.
well,
Yeah.
what a very very strange tactical disaster class already. And then we had the final kilometer
Yeah. It
with the
wasn't the
sprint
only
as
weird
well.
thing in
That
the race.
was not a tactical masterclass either. That sprint. That was
Yeah, no. I was at the finish and I was just like sitting down because I thought, okay, I will have to get up, but they are not sprinting yet, so I'm fine by my phone. And then I hear like them calling like, "Oh, she's already sprinting," and I'm like, "What? It's 1 kilometer." So
yeah.
yeah, and knowing she was the explosive one of the two, that was a questionable move. Um,
Yeah, it made me jump out of my chair because then I started really to believe in Lotte Klaas's chances. Actually, when she started the sprint at 1K, when she thought she had to ride the
mhm,
kilo on the track, then I was like, "Ooh, this is a nice move." Well, not the smartest move
mhm.
for the Polish rider Orela Nerlo, of course. But then I was like, "Ooh, this is nice. This is opening opportunities." And yeah, I think Aurela Nerlo might regret that sprint, and I hope she will get another opportunity in this kind of races, but they
Mhm.
don't come very often, I think, for the Winspace
Nee,
Orange
no,
Shield
no, no, no,
team.
no.
So, yeah.
And also, of
And,
course, a huge shout out to our guest,
I leave
Mieke
that to
Dops.
you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, she was also in the break, so can you imagine me checking occasionally my phone and seeing Mieke in the breakaway? Oh, 30 minutes. Ooh, that's nice. So she did amazing. The Muur was a bit too much for her. She was also very disappointed at the end of the race, which really broke my heart a bit, but she did amazing, and I think maybe now or in a couple of days or weeks she will realize how good it was and how proud she can be on
Yeah,
that.
sure, she
Um,
should.
but of course, I was there at the envelope. I started at the Kepke. So first, of course, we had the men's start presentation, and then the headliner, the women's presentation started. So I went to say hi to Mieke, and it was quite funny because I was at the bus and we were talking a bit like if she was up for it and what she could think she could do. And she was like, "Oh, are you coming somewhere else today? Will I see you somewhere along the road?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be out to finish." And she was like, not very certain, like, "Yeah, I should probably get there." And I was like, "Oh," but then she rode an amazing race. So it was a nice day. Yeah, very weird. Also on the men's side, it was quite unpredictable. So it was more like it was nice and thinking, huh? Uh, but it was nice to be at the first spring classic of the year.
Mhm. Yeah. Some other takeaways, Saar, from Omloop?
No, just communication and fix your rivalries to the Strade, maybe.
Yeah, this should.
That will be
Uh,
hard, probably, with also Van der Breggen in the mix against Vollering. But
I was a little bit disappointed in Talita de Jong. Well,
yeah, yeah.
I expected even I predicted her to win, so I expected more, yeah. But but she was quite anonymous all day long.
Yeah.
So that was a surprise for me. That
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and then you made a nice bridge towards Omloop het Hageland already with mentioning Anna van der Breggen. because
Yes.
she was an exemplary teammate on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
like
Indeed.
completely different from Saturday.
I was
And
watching, and the thing that was the most remarkable, she was riding the whole race, like 75% of the race, just leading the group or the pack when they were when they were a complete peloton. So that was remarkable. The commentators, how much they mentioned the name Anna van der Breggen, I got really crazy. It was just too much. So maybe that made it even more impressive because I heard her name 3 times every minute. But no, she was like really doing a lot of the work. And then there was a smaller group with Lara Gillespie, Mike van der Den, Marten Truijen, Femke Gerritsen. We also had Charlotte Kool in there, not till the end, but she was there. Cecchini was there for a little bit too, and then we had some other riders. Anyway, so Van der Breggen really made the group smaller on some cobble sections and some small hills. And then did a lead out, and her teammate Femke Gerritsen won. So that was how SD Works should do it. Also at the big races, I think.
yeah, yeah. That's maybe why Anna van der Breggen came back, that she can be the DS on the road and just shout the tactics in real life.
But maybe last year, if you see now at the Omloop, people were a bit too harsh on Anna van der Breggen ruining SD Works plans. If we see there hasn't changed much now, Anna van der Breggen isn't in the car anymore, so that maybe can put things in perspective for some people.
Let's see how it will unfold during Strade in the upcoming weekend. Who didn't need a really team tactic in Le Samain was Lorena Wiebes, obviously, because the team
No,
of SD Works was not that
she
strong.
only needed Le
but
Baluna.
yeah,
Perfect lead out by Paternoster, Rosamund Gannon, and Baker for Wiebes.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. And in the end, I mean, me personally, I thought it was a very typical Lorena Wiebes race, where the other ones of the pack are not strong enough. Then everybody is looking at like, we're not gonna pull the efforts because if we take Wiebes with us to the finish line, she's gonna win. If it's a sprint, she's gonna win. And then you see that racing like one girl in front, 20 meters, 30 meters, 10 seconds, pull her back. Then several half-hearted efforts, but you can see like, this is not the effort that's needed to make Wiebes uncomfortable. And then at the end, you go with a big group with Wiebes to the finish line, and then of course she wins a street ahead actually. So.
But one thing I liked is if you compare to other years, I think the top 5 were there were some different names in it than last year's, like Zanetti on 2. We had Gillespie, then Gladys Verhulst, and Georgia Baker, which is nice to see. The only thing is I made a mistake to watch with Flemish commentary, and they were very surprised that Baker could sprint. And Zanetti apparently did some good races, which also showed she was in a great shape. So that was maybe the thing I didn't like very much. Also, very sad to see, but typical Le Samain, I think. All the crashes, horrible. One thing we already know is Katrijn de Klerk having a broken shin, a broken little finger. She sprained also her knee. So that's sad for her and for Lotto as a team too.
Yeah. So for me, good thing to see that Linda Zanetti and Lara Gillespie are confirming their good form from the Spanish races and the UAE Tour. We have Ali Wollaston at 6 minutes, place 103. That was a big negative surprise for me. I don't know if she was involved in a crash or if she was hurt or something. That's possible too. And then my big favorite for the Samain Artu Salo. She was dropped 40k from the finish, like literally dropped. It didn't look like she was involved in a crash. It was just like just poof, blown away. I was completely surprised by that.
Maybe something I was just thinking at FDG Suez. So Guazzini, I don't know was she injured or she didn't start Saturday and she also couldn't start today. And then we also had Chabet, who didn't start or didn't finish the race at least. So I don't know if there's some illness in the team or not. Maybe that could be the case, but I have no idea actually. But yeah.
Oh, of course, Julie, we should mention, of course, Gladys Verhulst 4. She's also confirming her good form in the spring.
Saving my wheeler manager at this point. So.
Yeah. And who was a little bit disappointing again, sad, was Sophie van Rooyen.
Mm-hmm.
Again, quite invisible.
Yeah.
It's becoming a team here. I hope she finds her good form very soon.
Yeah,
because she's capable of doing better.
Yeah, and again, Charlotte Kool, a little bit at altitude, really little bit, and the sprint was just not there.
Yeah, it's
for
racing
some people,
above.
They asked
me
where
was
was she? But yeah, I kind of predicted it before, and also yeah, Hageland. She looked in Hageland. I had the idea, oh maybe it's getting a little better, and then I saw today, and I thought, ugh, yeah,
racing above sea level. It's not made for Charlotte Kool.
Yeah, but she still has to prove she still has to prove she's the fastest sprinter as she said. So, but I think we will have to wait till something like Scheldeprijs or something that she can show that. But
yeah, she might become a little bit nervous.
Yeah, but it's getting like a problem. Like if you almost never come to the line to really sprint, you can be as fast as you want, but if you just don't come to the line in the first group, then yeah, you can't also win much sprints, huh? So
no, sure.
But I think enough about Le Samen. It's not that big of a race. So maybe to the bigger races, Strade Bianche on Saturday. Just saw they won't be showing that much coverage, but who's surprised?
It's an Italian race. So it's maximum 20 minutes of live coverage.
But we have quite a nice list of participants list. As in like real top favorites. I'm thinking Reusser is starting, Lamborghini, Persico, Nivea Doma, Troep Ludwig, Vollering, Pietersen, De Jong. If she finds a better form than at the Omloop, then in maybe more outsiders, we have for AG Insurance, Gekir, Lecour, maybe Moolman. Then we also have a Kastelein, Rooijakkers, Fisher Black, Marcus, Smulders, Garcia, Trinca Colonel, Lippert, Gasparini, Labousse, Ferrand-Prévot, Van Empel, Van Pachtebeke, Faulkner, Rueg. So there are a lot of interesting names, I think, on the start list.
Big one.
Yeah. That maybe we forgot that at the Omloop. Nice to see Margot Van Pachtebeke take 10th spot there.
Yeah.
Of course, I kind of forgot Volker Wessels will also be riding now pretty much all of the big races. So, yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do this spring. But it won't be winning the Strade, of course. So maybe back to that. Yeah, I'm excited to see how Lamborghini, how her level is. Reusser too is always interesting if we again see some trouble between SD Works and FDG. Why not do a classic Reusser and just attack from far? Faulkner is also someone like that. And of course, Vollering should be the ultimate favorite, I think.
Yeah, she has no excuses. She can't use the excuse from past weekend twice. She's starting as the big favorite. If she likes it or not, she has to take up her role. She she has to start realizing and believing that she's one of the 3 best riders in the world. I think that's sometimes the problem with Demi, that she doesn't believe it herself, maybe, that she's too modest. I don't know. Yeah, that's
Yeah, it's hard. Um, yeah. Just I think this weekend the problem was also really in the cars.
yeah.
The so let's just see and hope they do it differently, because otherwise I would say attack in the beginning and you never know. So maybe prediction time. Do you want to start, Kristof?
Sure, I go 1 Vollering. She's not gonna make the mistakes. On 5, that's a difficult one. I go for Puk Pieterse, and on 10, I go for Trinka Colonel.
Nice.
Keep believing in Monica Trinka Colonel.
I'm doing Reusser. I hope they don't, but I see it happening. They again like to watch to each other, and then oh no, Reusser has 2 minutes. Yeah. So I see that happening, and then on 5 I go for Kim de Koer, and then I'm doing Noemi Ruek. Yeah.
Nice, we'll see. And how many times will the commentators mention Sara Casasola as a favorite because she does cyclocross and it's Strade Bianche?
Yeah, but
you could expect that kind of commentary.
but I maybe think we can wrap Strade up here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also have Vuelta Extremadura Femeninas this week, but the participant list is not really filled yet, so that's a big question mark.
Yeah,
but
race
we'll
upgraded
see.
from category 2 to 0.1 race this season, so it will be more interesting, more competitive with the bigger teams that are going to participate, I think, but not a lot of riders confirmed yet today, so
Yeah.
not much to say. Then we can go back to Julie if she's still awake.
Yeah.
Good. Looking ahead, looking forward to 2025 and the rest of the season, Julie. What can we wish you in 2025?
Yeah, just to have nice results with the team, but maybe even more important that we all can stay healthy and that we can show our strengths.
I think it's the first guest who says that we all can stay healthy, Saar.
Yeah.
Which is actually the most important thing for a cyclist. Yeah.
Cool.
And then just beyond cycling, Julie, who is Julie van de Velde beyond cycling? Are there any hobbies or personal interests you have that we might not know about yet and that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I studied physiotherapy, and when I started cycling, I also worked for 3.5 years as a physiotherapist. So yeah, that's a bit my background. But hobbies I don't really have at the moment. When I'm home, I just like to spend time with my family and friends. That's really important to me because yeah, they really know me, and they always are there for me. So yeah. But then besides that, yeah, I also like to read a book when I'm away from home. So yeah, then I can escape a bit the real world and just jump into the imaginary world. And I also like to follow other sports, mainly athletics, but also tennis or watching sports like basketball to cheer for the Belgian Cats, and other Belgian athletes I like to follow a bit.
Mhm.
Nice.
And something completely different. What's the best thing cycling has brought into your life?
I can say that I have made some friends for life, thanks to cycling. That's really nice to know, that I have some people uh, left from cycling. So, but also athletics and cycling gave me a lot of structure and also discipline, and they both taught me to never give up.
Mhm. And then we have these two questions we ask every guest. How do you think women's cycling has evolved in the recent years?
Yeah, the level has raised so much. When I started back in 2017, there were a few top competitors, and below there was a group of good riders. But now that group of good riders has grown to a really big group of riders. So and even more top competitors. So it makes it really interesting to follow the races. Um, and the level has raised so much because it all came so much more professional. In the past, in a race we had 6 riders and 3 staff members, and now it's 6 riders and 10 staff members. So that's a huge difference, and there is more science involved, new training methods. Also, nutrition became really important. And for example, everybody now goes on a training on altitude camp. I mean, so that are all aspects which makes the level rising every year.
Mhm. And then what improvements do you still think are needed in women's cycling?
I will take something for cycling in general, also for the men cycling. For me, it would be the most important thing if we can make the races safer.
Yeah.
It's also a huge topic now because so much accidents happen, and it's time to change some things and to make steps in this topic.
That's nice. I think that's a wrap of a very fine episode, Saar.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Yeah.
Yeah.
What a lovely guest we had with Julie today, sharing
Thank you.
her thoughts and insights. And what stands out to me, Julie, is you're an example of a team player. You can hear that in your
Yeah.
answers as well. It's always like team comes first, team orders comes first. My own
Yeah.
glory is not important. Team, team, team.
But a lot of people think, who don't follow the sport, they think cycling is not a team sport, but actually it's a real team sport, and everybody can help to achieve the success of the team, and that's nice to be part of.
Mhm. Yeah. I think every team wants Julie van der Velde in their team.
I'm
That's
pretty
nice.
sure.
Thank you.
That's I think you really are the life insurance policy of AG Insurance Soudal. When you're in trouble, the team is in trouble. At least before the finale starts, I think. So and hey, Julie, just keep believing in yourself. You know you can do this. I saw you pulling the peloton during Two Down Under, Sarsawe too. That was really strong.
We were
So
blown away.
yeah. So no reason to doubt yourself or to doubt your capabilities. I mean, just go for it and sometimes be bold.
I know. It's
Yeah,
a work point for me.
yeah, you have it in you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
Now
I will
it's up to
try
you
my
to
best.
discover it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Julie, for joining the show, and
Thank you for
wish you all the
asking
best
me.
of luck.
Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was nice chatting with you.
So that's a wrap for episode 18 of She Rides. Thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the rides.
Absolutely, and women's cycling is packed with action, and we're here to bring you every twist and turn.
Be sure to subscribe on Spotify, Amazon Music, or YouTube so you don't miss upcoming episodes. And if you like today's show, a rating, like, or comment really helps us reach more listeners.
Follow us on Blue Sky and Instagram for behind-the-scenes updates, our hashtag Guess the Guest game, and more.
Thanks Virginie for joining us today, and don't hesitate to share your questions or topics you'd like us to cover.
Stay tuned for more exciting guests and join our prediction competition. Tag She Rides podcasts on Blue Sky to show off your knowledge. And She Rides is powered by Kariam Endurance Coaching.
Thanks for listening to She Rides, a podcast where women's cycling takes you. Keep watching the fun. I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.